Alright, hello everybody. Welcome THLers to Tuesday Night Bar Fight. I will be for now I will be the lone caster of this stream. My name is Doctorfeesh, and tonight we have a wild fineups matchup between Itachi, Duwin of Annoy-o and Itachi of F2L. And both teams come in, and this is the first match for each team, so this will set the tone for how this match is going to play out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead now because the players are actually kind of ready. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at their deck list. So just for reference, Itachi's Mage has been banned and Duwin's Warlock has been banned. All right, so let's take a look at the lists here. We have for Duwin, I believe we have a bunch of Highlander decks. We have what looks like Highlander Warlock, a Reno Lock, Reno Priest, and a form of Reno, of a Reno Highlander Hunter deck, as well as a Quest Mage, as well as a Stargazer Luna, not a Pocket Galaxy Mage, kind of looks like a Quest Mage here. And then on Itachi side, we have Highlander, Luna's Pocket Galaxy Mage, we have Reno Priest, we have what looks like a Pain, kind of a cool Pain Zoo deck that relies on Flesh Giants and Molten Giants to get online, as well as a what looks like a big Shaman. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get these players to start their match. And for those who will be for our listeners, Itachi is going to be on the bottom and Duwin is going to be on the Duwin will be on the top. Oop, I think I've... Alright, I'm gonna switch over as soon as I see what they're doing. So with these bands, let's see what each player brings out for their first deck. All right, got our eyeballs. Looks like we got a priest for Itachi, and we've got a mage, or we got a hunter from Duwin, and from Itachi we have his priest. Awesome. Over. All right, so we're already into turn 2. Both players passed on turn 1. Itachi plays a novice engineer here. So these decks are definitely Highlander Hunter is going to try and use tools like Zephyrs, and like obviously it has Bran and whatnot. And now with Itachi putting his deck in order, he's going to start moving fast. Pokehealth is very crucial in this Reno Priest versus Highlander Hunter matchup. But Highlander Hunter also has a lot of ways to do things. I mean, we see the MC tech. I mean, obviously he plays it as a... This deck that Itachi's playing is not going to be really doing that very much. It's not going to really putting a lot of minions on board, so that's not the most crucial part of the deck. Really what Duwin's trying to do is trying to get as much board presence as possible and use that to make Itachi sweat. Because Itachi's going to be drawing his Anduin, his Raza, all these things very soon. Randuin, oh yeah, Anduin, Raza, Spawn of Shadows, a lot of the key combo pieces. We see a full clear here and a value trade from the MC tech as Duwin played a Broom. Okay. So, Itachi has chosen a 1-mana potion, deal 3 damage, gain 4 armor. Alright, so we have a Spellstone coming out for Duwin, but he's just gonna take a two thing that has 2/3/2s. We do see Psychic Scream coming in hand now. Both players can see each other's deck list, so they know what each of these players have. And so uh essentially Duwin knows the cards that Itachi is drawing right now, unless something like Anduin has been drawn to hand, which is has, so he knows there's now Reno. He knows that the next draw is gonna be. He knows the next draw is likely to be Raza or Mass Hysteria. All right, so Ziliax comes down. Unity, Precision, and Perfection. Healing up all the way back up to 30. Mass Hysteria and Raza both drawn now with the Acolyte of Pain. Okay, I think not I think Itachi just is gonna play Raza here. It looks really good. You could opt for Mass Hysteria, which would kill the minions. But I think that getting Raza online as fast as possible is really good. Plus you get Mana Feeder, which speeds up getting towards spawn, which coincidentally is drawn. All right. Right, we do have a trap laid by Duwin. It is a bear trap. So Itachi will have to decide whether he's going to trigger it or not. Is he going to play the Randuin? He's going to play his Anduin here. Okay, he does. He opts for Anduin, which in turn does kill his Raza. But he's gonna trigger the bear trap here with this attack. So now there is no more secret to worry about. All right. As Zeph is being held here, we have Reno in hand, the Grand Slam, Zul'jin. A lot of good cards here. Loetheb is going to get copied back into hand. So Itachi's going to have a hard time playing spells. Hard time playing cards that are going to trigger Anduin hero powers. All right. Reno gets Itachi now opts to play his Reno and heal back up to full. And it looked he's hovering the Gluttonous Ooze. And Zola's gonna be pinged down with the hero power. Eventually, Itachi's just gonna have to get Duwin to a certain level where he has more health than himself, so that if Itachi has more health than Duwin, then the combo can go off with Spawn. It should very likely be able to take Duwin down to 0 and take this first game of the match. All right. After some contemplation, we have seen Duwin attack and get rid of Um, attack and get rid of the Gluttonous Ooze. Sorry for the mouse on screen. I'll try to keep that off of screen as much as possible. Another, and then second lowest that played with a Wandering Monster hero power. Stitch Tracker as well. He's gonna pick up a copy of Dino Tamer Brand. I'm pretty sure he knew that was a possibility. Oh, because Itachi is, well, you're not gonna play Mind Render or Lucy here, not with Spawn of Shadows, because then you lose your combo. But there was a possibility if there was enough damage on board for Itachi to go ahead and take and guess that there's a Brand possibly, and could opt to play a 6-mana Kazakus potion. That's quite a lot of mana, but the hero powers being free is pretty okay. Yeah, and just a reminder of the format of which the players are playing this match. This is Conquest format, open deck list. So Conquest format is that which if a specific deck wins, that deck is no longer able to be played, and there must be and then they must get all 3 decks to win. Wow, that was a really nice roll as with a Wandering Monster, a 5/4 3-drop that takes Reno down to 1 health, allowing the Grand Slam to potentially clean it up with ease. It does, it hits that. The first 2 hit, that means 6 goes face. But we can see that the combo pieces are starting to come. The combo-y low-cost cards are starting to come into Itachi's hand. He has Potion of Madness. He has Psychic Scream. Or Potion of Madness, Pen Flinger. He has Mass Hysteria to potentially clean the board, but that's very unlikely to be played. Although, I'm not 100% sure if Mass Hysteria is a full clear or not. It could be. But we're going to see Spawn. I think Itachi's just calculating damage to see if it's enough. I'm pretty sure he's got enough if he's going for it. Penflinger out. We're going to see a Breath of... We're likely to see a the Loot Hoarder here. Also maybe a Potion of... Also maybe Potion if Potion's activatable. But it looks like... with Breath of the Infinite plus one more hero power, that's gonna do it. Itachi takes game 1. Right. So it looks like the priest has gotten through for Itachi. We're gonna await both players next picks. All right. So as we wait, with this getting through, Itachi now has the 1-0 lead and looks. So let's see what Duwin responds with if the hunter comes back out, or if we will see a or if we're gonna see another or if we're gonna see a different deck here from Duwin. Okay. Or we see the priest. We see the priest and we see the mage. Okay. There, I'll have all this up here in a second. No. Maybe I got the ban wrong. Maybe Itachi's Warlock is banned and Duwin's banned. Okay, my bad. One sec. I will transition here and then I will switch the class. We can get the game started. Okay. Yeah. It's Duwin's Mage and Itachi's Warlock. Okay. All right. We see a that looks like a deal bringer. a Dead Ringer come out for Duwin. Now, some of the cards here are potentially going to be cards from the Dark Moon Fair expansion, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think Wild might have opted to not put them in because of the amount of effect that they actually can have on everything. So I guess Dead Ringer is just a card I'm not 100% familiar with. We have Polkout come out for Duwin early, so Itachi is now on the clock, it seems. So Highlander Mage versus Reno Priest. See how this plays out. I'm gonna guess this is pretty Reno Priest favored. If both players get their Priest through, then we'll have some very interesting matchups from here. Sorry. Sorry about that. I had to switch some of the pictures around, but we're gonna get back here. And it looks like we have Kazakus Potion 5 picked, which is polymorph a random enemy minion and draw 2 cards. That's a pretty good pickup for Itachi here. On turn 5, he might just play that. And there's also a Devolving. Devolving can also potentially be good. Oh, wow. Reno Jackson Mill. That is very rough. That's actually that's a really bad mill because he's going to need the Reno eventually. Does have the Cloud Prince, can opt to play it and look to get a bigger minion here from the Death Lord. Because Death Lord's effect does put a minion from their board from his deck in play, and so Itachi gets Wand Maker. Not a great hit at all, but still some board presence. Good. I don't think we're going to see any coin here, but we still have Reno the Relicologist available for next turn. But Reno Jackson gone means no heal to 30. No getting out of the grasp of Spawn of Shadows and the Raza Anduin combo-y with Spawn. So definitely looking pretty good for Duwin here. Game is not over, of course. Zephyrus the Great gonna come out. I believe we're gonna see either an SI7 Infiltrator or a Twilight Drake picked here. And the SI Infiltrator has been picked, which means that Itachi's Secret will likely be destroyed here. Duwin doesn't have to play it, but it would be an interesting job to pick it and not play. So the Ice Block destroyed. That is rough for Itachi. He no longer has the safety of an Ice Block, which wouldn't even matter much because spells over the top, spells and damage over the top don't trigger Ice Block as far as I remember. Alright, so Reno the Relicologist drop 10 damage will be dealt across the board here. Right. Tachi in a bit of a rough spot with two of his key cards being milled or removed from the board. So Duwin from here, definitely looking in a good spot. Gonna have Raza this turn, very likely, or I would assume Mass Hysteria. I can take a look at the deck list here really fast just to make sure. And yeah, actually, he has a couple of more higher cost cards. So Kartut Defender coming in here for Duwin next turn, and Itachi drawing a Firebrand. Okay, so Kartut drawn and played. In looking over things, I have missed the Kartut being played. My apologies. Oop. So just to let everyone know, Itachi is not playing his band class. The bands were actually wrong. because apparently I can't read a THL screen properly to save my life, unfortunately. However, we do see Raza played. The we see a what looks like a Spirit of the Raptor stealth for a turn. So that'll be unstealthed next turn. The Firebrand coming in, I think that Itachi is going to be able to remove both minions here with that. Luna's and in Luna's pocket, Galaxy goes to hand. So now Itachi's deck is going to start to come online. Some of these minions that might cost a lot of mana are going to become obviously 1-cost cards because of Pocket Galaxy being, which is a 7-cost. Is a 7-cost card. So Itachi is going to be looking for like Pilgrim, Ziliax, Loatheb, Jandis, things like that are going to cost 1 mana very, very soon. All right, Luna's played. Now we're going to see what looks to be a Book of Specters. With all minions drawn, all spells discarded. 2 good minions picked up there, Jandis and Tortollan Pilgrim. Okay, and Jandis got a Snapjaw Shell Fighter and a Faceless Lurker. So the Lurker will be removed with just one damage. 3/8 having more health is important. Keep that. Which is also good because if Jandis takes damage, which she might end up taking damage, then it'll actually go to the tunnel. It'll actually go to the Shell Fighter. That's a really we've seen interactions like that before with cards, and except this one works with adjacent minions. So Anduin comes in, starting the Ping Fest. I think that Duwin's gonna target the 3/8, probably gonna target the 3/8 mainly to get rid of things, but could also opt to get rid of that one, and then next turn look for more pings. We got Solarian Prime for 1, as if that card wasn't bad enough, costing 7. They had to nerf it, and now it costs 1. All right, I think Itachi's gonna be looking for a Luna's combo with Solarian Prime possibly. Or could just jam Prime after playing Loatheb, something like that. Itachi's not in a bad spot with the board state currently. And there's always Potion of Illusion to bring some of these cards back to hand if necessary. If the hand isn't too full. Ice Block. Wow. That is really interesting. So the Shell Fighter does die, but the fact that Loatheb and Jandis both live is really good, especially Loatheb being a 5/5. Okay, let's see if Itachi gets anything else out this turn. It looks like he's gonna get Explosive Ruins out. Explosive Ruins will be come in handy for the first minion plate. It'll get destroyed and will deal extra damage to Duwin's face if there is any damage extra left over after the minion is killed. Or minion is destroyed, rather. All right. So the explosive ruins triggered on the sludge belchers, and now it is only a 1/2 taunt on board. Kazakis to come down here. Let's see what type of spell what type of potion we see. It's a 1 potion spell, and these are all interesting cards. We're gonna see a freeze a random minion, draw a card. So that's just gonna be used with Spawn of Shadows to get a trigger for it. Itachi is at 26. So it's possible that Itachi will not be able to possible that Itachi will not be able to necessarily win now, but he's very close. Itachi's very close here. Zola can definitely get a Zola with it back to hand. We're gonna see an Icicle played here and a Zola on the what I would guess is Loetheb. And Loetheb might get played here, but I think Potion of Illusion is a better play. Could even get gonna play the Loetheb for a 1/1. That's really nicely done by Itachi. Does not allow should not allow Duwin to actually get the combo off. I'm not 100% sure. Calcing damage is can be a bit interesting. Yeah, I think I do not think it's possible to lethal here with Spawn. Needs a lot of lower costing stings. So Reno's gonna get played. That's a really good timing here for Duwin to get himself back up 30. Set up the cards that are gonna be incoming that are low cost. Obviously the Mindrender Lucia is not gonna be played at this point, but it's not a big. Doesn't seem like a super big threat here. For Itachi to actually get close now. There's still Luna. There's still ways to draw cards and get through the deck. There is Pilgrim to find. There's Pilgrim to find some good answers. We do see Itachi back to 29 health now. The secrets being, I believe, it was definitely okay. It's Ice Barrier, Ice Block. Okay, Shadow Word Death drawn, but with Loetheb played, it's gonna cost 7, so it's gonna cost a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Duwin starts removing removes Ziliax and actually goes to still kill the 5/5, get rid of it. Even though there is now another 5/5, there's gonna be a total of 4 Loethebs played this game, which is a lot of making spells unplayable. The Psychic Scream hasn't been playable for a while. Itachi is running low on cards. It looks like he's down to 6 cards in deck. He's down to 6 cards in deck now. So he's gonna have to watch his resources, and eventually I think Duwin is just gonna be able to out resource. This Breath of the Infinite looking very juicy as well. You can remove most of the board here with that. And the Reno being gone, Itachi can't really go into fatigue against this deck. It'll just get pinged down. He'll just get pinged down by the hero power. And eventually the spawn combo will be capable. In N'Zoth comes out. A lot of death rattles played in Itachi's way. Zephyr's the Great comes in. See, I'm not 100% sure of what can come out of Zephyr's, especially because this is wild and not standard, so there's more cards that are possible. This isn't a board that you can just get rid of with a ruin. So I want to see how Itachi deals with this. So Pilgrim could potentially find a good spell here if there are any spells left in deck. There's a chance that there are no good spells left to be casted. And Loetheb gonna come out again, it looks like. Just gonna get more meaty 5/5s on the board. Zeph's gonna come down, maybe looking for a Mass Dispel here. Gets no Mass Dispel, gets one Iron Bark. I'm really surprised that it didn't go for Mass Dispel here. I that seems like just a disappointing thing to have happen. And Itachi only gets the one attack off, leaves a 1/2 taunt there. Did pick the Sea Giant, which means that it's possible an 8/8 comes down on board, but game's getting grimmer and grimmer. A lot of low health minions, so Volcanic Potion kills a lot of things. And the N'Zoth has a value trade with the Loetheb. The Death Lord being a 2/8 right now, Itachi has not a lot of ways to get around it. I think we're just gonna start seeing Duwin trying to start to turn after clearing the board, gonna start to turn towards face. I would not be surprised if this 5 damage ends up going to Itachi's face here. I mean, it will trigger. Duwin is also very likely just trying to avoid triggering any ice barrier, because I'm sure I'm gonna guess he knows what the secret is. So we're gonna see potentially. The potion's not coming out. I think that's just gonna end Duwin's turn. And now we see Barista come into hand, which I mean, there's not a whole lot that can be done at this point. This game has gone a very long ways, gone the distance, almost to fatigue now. Itachi looking at maybe 2 or 3 cards in deck at this point after drawing with Elemental Allies. Actually looking at 2 cards in deck, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think Volcanic Potion's a pretty good I think Volcanic Potion's not a bad play here. It destroys enough minions where maybe you want to wait to play it because of the Sea Giant being a play, but I don't even know what Itachi's last cards are, but Tortollan Pilgrim hasn't been played, so my guess is that the spell that if there's any spell in deck, it's not very much worth playing. All right, the Spellwing was attacked in. We're gonna see the Sea Giant. We're gonna see a Volcanic Potion after, as I expected. So Duwin's gonna draw 2 cards here. One of them is gonna be Dirty Rat. The other one is going to be Seance and then Shadow Vision. So it's very likely now that the spawn combo is gonna come in the next 2 turns. There's no reason to attack into anything. You can just trade, play a card and get rid of the 8/6, and then get ready to start going. And then just as long as Duwin has less health, as long as Duwin has more health rather than Itachi, this game can be pretty much over. We're gonna take every card that's in Itachi's hand and get rid of it. Every minion, anyways. So Luna or Tortollan Pilgrim's coming out here. It is Stargazer Luna. So now Duwin has a choice of whatever minion he wants to remove. He can. Gonna remove everything on the board, but also should not attack with this 2/4. Man, this is a real rowdy bar fight up in here. And Brand Bronzebeard played. There is now 2 cards left. Okay. So Brand now in hand. There is not much to be played. Unfortunately, Itachi now is gonna just play the card. There is no minion left. He's gonna leave because he knows the spawn combo's coming. There's a lot of low cost stuff. So Duwin takes the game. So I swap over here, and I will mark And I will mark Duwin. Number one, I'll mark Duwin's mage is banned, because that is the case. His mage is not in play this game, this match. And then I will also mark his priest as having 1. So it's going to be 1-1 going into this one, as both players' Reno priests have gotten through. All right, so let's see what comes out next. Both players contemplating the decks to bring now. Itachi could opt to bring the Highlander mage back, or he could opt to bring his shaman. And Duwin has his Reno lock, and he has his Highlander hunter deck. All right, looks like we're going into the match. All right, Warlock. We've got the Warlock versus the Mage. Itachi's Mage stays out, and Duwin's class 4. Duwin's Warlock. Right. Looks like a pretty slow start for both players. Could see Gnome Feratu or a tap here from Duwin. That removes a card from hand. It removes the Tortolan Pilgrim. Generally, Pilgrim is not a super crucial card in the matchup, I'm going to guess. But it's definitely a card that Itachi doesn't want to see milled, because you never like to see your cards milled. All right, Deathlord could come out here. All right. And again, this is the first match of the Wild Finals between F2L Viridian and Annoy-o. And we're currently at 1-1 between Itachi and Duwin. I believe these are the players playing in the 2 seed of this matchup. Indeed it is. So, Itachi has now picked. He's picked a 5-cost thing. He's got deal 4 to all minions and summon a demon. Okay. Okay, let's see. Is that Dreadlord in hand? That is a Dreadlord in hand. Itachi may want to opt to not. Itachi may want to opt to not use his potion here, because if he does, he's going to be greeted with a big void, with a good old enhanced Dreadlord. But he might do it anyways. You trade in. You do get it. He does get an extra minion. He could pull his Reno here. From the Dreadlord, which would be unfortunate. He pulls Luna. Luna's a pretty good pickup here. However, it's probably gonna get. There is a chance that Duwin just says no Luna for you. I'm gonna coin out my card. He's gonna coin out his Emperor Thorson. And now every card of Duwin hand is going to be getting an upgrade essentially, and from here we're gonna see a Shadow Word Ruin very likely come from Itachi. He's gonna trade and then Ruin. Very nicely played. All right, we see a Kazakis from Duwin. He's going to be picking a 5-cost. I think he picked 7 armor to draw. He did. And now Luna's Pocket Galaxy off the top. What a huge pickup. This is how this mage deck works. You play Luna's Pocket Galaxy. All your minions cost 1. And then you just have all the minions you can want to play at a very low cost, which is awesome. So cards like Prime, if Solarian Prime's in deck, it's now 1 cost. Both Renos now cost 1. It's Itachi's got to be happy with his position, and so does Duwin. I think that this is a very good situation for both players currently. Itachi or Duwin having quite a lot of removal in hand. We see the twisting nether. We see a defile. And various other ways to remove things. There's a Kartut as well, I believe, in hand somewhere. 5 cost. There's Reno, and then Duwin also has his own Reno Jackson. This matchup can come down to Reno. All these Reno matchups will probably end up going a very long time. There's no combo decks in this. There's no besides the Shaman. There really isn't any combo decks, and I know that Itachi is holding a big Shaman in his decks, but I think he wants to win with the other two first. All right. So some good picks here for Itachi. They're both 5/6s, so there's no reason to have to. There's no reason for Itachi to kind of just go eeny meeny miny mo on it. All right, research project. Each player is gonna draw, which means that I believe Duwin's milling. Mills Zola, Mills build another card. I missed the card. Quickly grab it. Milled expired merchant. Merchant's not the worst draw. Merchant's pretty good because that way Melganis can't get copied. So I guess this is kind of a Reno Lock demon deck, and I mean there's just so much on board. I think that Duwin has to consider the twisting nether here. The file is also possible, but leaves the Draconid up with 3 health. May probably has a way to clear that as well. Decks are difficult to read upside down, for sure. Gonna play the Cabal Librarian, maybe looks like potentially. Covered it at least. I don't know if the hand is. I don't know if there's an There's definitely less. There is definitely way less stuff. Oh, Gul'dan to hand. Kartut played. Yeah, I'll say there's definitely less than 10 cards, so no milling from Duwin. Evolving Missiles is so big here. It puts it down to a 3-drop, and it gets a bad 3-drop at that. It's a Pitmaster. So although I believe that Dark Moon Fair cards aren't allowed to be in the decks, nothing says that they cannot be evolved into one. Devolved or evolved into one. Right, it looks like Skull of the Minari out for Duwin. That's going to be really nice. His Melganis and other demons will be able to come out of hand at the beginning of turn. But at this point, I think that Itachi is just going to be getting so many low-cost minions. Eventually he's just going to be able to freeze out a lot of stuff that Duwin wants to do and be able to start pushing damage. The Draconid Operative being up is so crucial. And with Poke Help being played, Itachi knows his next draws. He's going to start getting his top end here. Plays Cabal Librarian, plays Dirty Rat, pulls out the Keysmith. Keysmith not too bad. A Keysmith isn't the worst thing that could come out. A Plague of Flames removing the board. Nicely played by Duwin to get a minion out of hand. Didn't hit the combo that was being looked for. So this is pretty big. Getting a low with with this. Can also play Barista, which will trigger twice. Which means that there will be a bunch of Loathebs going to hand here. Ooh. I really, really like if Itachi wants to play it, it's just really nice. Like 1 Reno out, gets 2 more to hand. There's gonna be Itachi's gonna have a lot of advantage here. Gonna have a lot of advantage going forward. So there's gonna be two of these, but they're gonna cost 5 and 6. But honestly, getting them at a discount is good. But now this Melganis coming out is looks a bit underwhelming now from Duwin. However, there is of course there is Blood Reaver Gul'dan, the Death Knight card in hand. So I definitely think that Duwin that's gonna be a big card later on. Void Lord coming out now, he's just gonna play it. He's not gonna wait for it to come out next turn. He wants the protection. His Mal'Ganis to be protected. Which for sure is a good play. Potion. Itachi's just gonna get a lot of these cards back to hand. Potion of Illusion would put 9 cards in his hand. Every single one coming back. And can play Loetheb to make sure that nothing can really be played. Can pretty much do the same combo. However, Itachi's hand won't be full. He has Flame Ward. Wow, really, really nice stuff here. It's gonna go ahead and trade. There is another Brand in hand, so Brand can get traded, and the 4/5 is going to be able to not going to be able to remove one of the 3/5s. So it's very interesting. There's more stats on board now, but there was no demon that was played. So I think that if I was Duwin, I might consider the Gul'dan here. Because you are getting pretty much a full board of really good demons, and they're going to be buffed by Mal'Ganis. This could be a bit rough for Itachi now. He's going to have to draw really well. The Reno Relicologist coming out is going to be nice. It can clear a lot of the board. Especially since it's a battle cry, you can combine it with Bran. And that removes 20 health off the board instead of 10. But if Duwin is gonna leave not a lot of damage on the board, then for sure it's gonna get fully cleared here. I would think with Arena of the Relicologist, which isn't drawn. I guess that he might have rearranged his deck again. Looks like he's drawing random. I thought that Polkelt was played, but maybe Polkelt was picked. Maybe a Dirty Rat sniped it or something. But I thought Dirty Rat sniped Arcane Keys. Unless I missed it being played at some point. I think that Itachi is really hoping, really kind of pulling at hopes. He needs the Renos are going to be really good. Like I don't think that Itachi's going to be able to die pretty much ever in this matchup. But eventually Duwin's going to keep being able to get a lot of things, and putting all this extra stuff into hand is really interesting. Filling up his hand with a lot of these cards and then volcanic potioning after to clear up some of the minions is quite interesting. Itachi can opt to mill his next card too which he does. He opts to mill. He probably knows what cards he's getting, and whatever he's going to draw isn't going to be too big of a deal, it seems. Okay. And Duwin also doesn't want to attack in because of Ice Barrier and because of Ice Block, Flame Ward, Ice Barrier types of things. But Gul'dan comes out, and a lot of nice big demons come. Oh wow. Book of Spectres milled. 10 cards in deck for Itachi. He's really gonna have to. His Ice Block is getting popped here, and there is a lot of damage on board. It looks like I'm gonna guess there's over 30, 10, 13, 20, 27. Yeah, there's 39 damage on board. None of the cards get killed by Flame War. I think Itachi's best bet would have been to ping down the Mal'Ganis. I think that's what he's gonna do here. He's gonna weaken the board for Flame Ward, because I think Duwin's gonna go in here. He might decide to try and go in and do as much damage as possible with his. But once the Mal'Ganis dies, a lot of these become more. You can deal with them a lot easier. All right, and it looks like a Raised Dead is gonna come in for Duwin. Gonna get 2 minions back to his hand as he takes no damage at all because of the Mal'Ganis. I think Duwin at this point has to know what is in Itachi's what Itachi's secrets are. He's gonna start chomping. He could essentially never attack, just keep the stone wall up, and just bit by bit attack Itachi's health down for like over turns. But again, Itachi has 3 Renos, so this is gonna be just a very long game. It's going the distance. It looks like as long as this Mal'Ganis is alive, Duwin does not take fatigue damage, I believe, because his hero is immune. I think Itachi needs to ping down this Mal'Ganis. No matter what it takes, gotta get rid of the Mal'Ganis. It's gonna cause so much difficulty. Even though you can keep gaining your health back to 30, eventually you're gonna take so much damage. And Zephyr's drawn. Zeph could be key if Duwin's able to remove a minion. I don't believe he is, though. Yeah, there's no way for Duwin to remove his minions unless he Twisting Nethers his board. But he's actually gonna sacrifice a minion to play Zeph because he's gonna get Flare. He's gonna get rid of the minions, and he's gonna take this game. Flare out, and Itachi knows it now. Duwin wins this game. The Reno lock has gone through. All right, as we await our next game, and Duwin only has to win with Highlander Hunter against either Highlander Mage or combo. Or combo. Big Shaman. All right. Sorry, there has not been any game sound either. I had a. Okay. Now we have game sound. My bad. So Duwin looking really nice here with a 2-1 lead. Itachi getting the early. Itachi getting the early Haunt Totem. Looks like does not have. It looks like he has Ancestral's Calling, but there's no real big minions to play. There's Devolve to get rid of the Slug Huntress. Itachi's gonna look to be drawing some cards here. Then the Rubian Weblord is gonna prevent. Is gonna make the Battle Cry card, so Muckmorpher is gonna cost more. Here, but there's a lot of ways. Itachi's deck has a lot of ways to clear, and he has Ancestral's Calling, looking to get out Yashiraj and then be able to get some big minions out early. Early minion cheated out. Looks like Ancestral's Calling is very, very risky here. It could bring out the Zola, it can bring out the Diving Griffin, or it can even bring out like Ziliac. Well, it's kind of a 50-50 hit concerning Itachi, concerning what Duwin has in hand. Itachi definitely doesn't want to play it. There is no big minion that you that risk worth or 50-50 risk of playing a Muck Morpher. Muck Morpher can come down next turn though. It could turn into a minion. A 4/4 version of a minion. Looks like it's gonna opt to get rid of that by taking the 3 damage. Muck Morpher comes out and it turns into a Walking Fountain. That's nice. It gives giving some. It's gonna die in combat, but it's gonna heal Itachi up to 29. Diving Griffin comes out, almost immediately played with a pressure plate from Duwin. He's going fast. The Spellstone gets upgraded to 3 wolves. Looks like it's fully upgraded at this point. I think maybe one more. Okay, one more secret to be full at 4 wolves. It's Maelstrom Portal played. It gets a Bloodstone Corsair, and it will get rid of the totem. Hagatha's Scheme once again getting every turn it goes up in the damage it does. 4 wolves played after another secret play. Cat Trick. Okay, Scrapyard Colossus. Now Ancestral's Calling would be pretty nice here because either way is a nice minion. He's gonna attack and check that it is not something that triggers from attack, so he will very likely know it is Cat Trick. But either minion played, I think Hagatha's Scheme is probably the correct line here. Really, you're getting all really good hits there. Yep. Ziliax getting out is pretty nice. Duwin doesn't get to play it on his own terms. And only gets to play it into a 7 attack, which turns into another minion. Okay. Zephyrs has been picked up. Very likely could see Zephyr's for death. Could hold it for later, obviously. Zola, I think Zola's gonna make another Ziliax, very likely. I would think before that before the minion goes into combat, which would only pop a Divine Shield. We could see a coin and see 2 minions played. Could coin out and get something from Zephyrus. That would be a little bit better than what we see could come out now with only 3 mana left. I wonder if Duwin is just weighing the options of what is going to be playable from Zeph with 6 mana, with 4 versus 3 mana. Blaze it out. Let's see what we get. Hex. That is the card he was looking for. Okay, Hex comes out. Ziliax trades, doesn't lose anything. Does heal, and then the cat goes face. Second Calling here. All 3 hits are nice for all these hits are nice, but we're gonna see Hagatha's as well. So everything is gonna go away, and Ancestral Calling is gonna come out. I wonder if Itachi is wondering. Itachi was wondering if maybe he should play it differently, so he's done that. He's gonna opt to remove with Serpent Shrine Portal, getting a Bloodfin Raptor, which no, not a Bloodfin Raptor, sorry, a Mounted Raptor. Okay. So Duwin's gonna be running kind of low. He's running a bit low on resources. Gets another Styx Tracker. That's always nice. To be getting another minion from your deck, a copy of it to your hand. Handle Shot, Broomstick in hand. You definitely want to play Styx Tracker and look for a minion to play. Gets Bran or Zeph or Reno, but I think you're gonna want to pick obviously Zephyrus or Zeph or Bran, and Zeph was picked. However, Itachi also pretty low on resources now. Both players are going to be top decking. Both Ancestral's Callings played. There is a lot more minions for Itachi that can swing this game. However, 1/1 comes out. Realistically now, realistically, I think Duwin should start hitting face as much as possible. He's trading everything away. He does not want a single minion to live. Is going to opt to equip the Eaglehorn Bow, I would think, here. No, does not opt for it. Torrent in hand, going to make another guy, and this time is going to get the Maelstrom out. It kills both of Duwin's minions and puts a 1/3 on the board. The animated Berserker. So Berserker is pretty much there. Oh wow! Okay, the Grand Slam off the top. Very good pickup for Duwin. That puts him in a good spot. However, Hagatha Schemes will get that right out of. We'll get that right out of here. 7 on him. Eureka picked up the hand that can allow Itachi to pick up play a copy of a big minion that he gets to hand. Ooh, yeah, Call the Wild. So Duwin is starting to get some of his higher mana cost cards. He's closing in on a victory here. Itachi has no way to clear. Yasharj picked up. That's big. Makes a copy of Yasharaj Torrent. Yasharaj can get taunt minions potentially. Gonna play Totemic Hall, look for the taunt. Totem does not get one, but Yasharaj pulls a minion, pulls Scrapyard Colossus. Great pull. But Hex is gonna come out here, and it's not quite lethal. But it's one. I think is it one off? No, Mass Dispel. It is lethal. Duwin has won the match. I'm gonna see if I can get Duwin here for a. All right, so I'm gonna message Duwin and see if he'd like to do an interview. All right, so Duwin did get his Hunter through as he takes the game, takes the matchup 3-1, putting Annoy-o at pretty good spot. All right, all right. Hey, Duwin.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, perfect.
All right, yeah. GG's on the win.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
it was
those were quite the matches.
we both played like the same style. Like we're both control players and we both like our Reno decks.
Oh yeah.
So this is a really exciting matchup for me. Like to play another control player. Like, yeah.
Yeah, those first 2 matches are the priest, sorry, the mage versus warlock, and then the priest versus mage. Oh, those were long, crazy games. Great job on the resource management. And then just to know when to go in with the Mal'Ganis play, that was really good.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, no, yeah, like in that matchup, like both those decks with the N'Zoth list, I can kind of grind out. Like the plan he was doing works really well into regular priest, but when you have N'Zoth and you can like stick the board, you can deal with all those like Loatheb block turns a little bit easier. So yeah, I just knew I had to just grind out there. At some point I was gonna consider dropping Mind Render if things got a lot of control to steal some of his 1-cost minions. But no, it worked out. So
Yeah, it definitely did.
oh yeah.
So it has to feel pretty good getting the first win for your team to start the finals.
Yeah, and 3-1 too. Like I was really nervous about the Hunter into the Big Shaman because that can sometimes go really bad. But I had built my list because I saw him playing some Big Shaman previously, so I built my list with and it's funny that not a lot of it was used, but with Zola to like re-get some of my value because I need like multiple Zephs to fight that matchup. So it was actually kind of cool to see like Zola coming into play. I didn't get to use my MCT in that matchup, or my Spellbreaker, but it all worked out.
Oh yeah, definitely did. I like some of those tech choices, like those choices that based on your knowledge of his decks and past things.
And seeing all of the control lineups and things, I went with a Nagran, Slam, Zul'jin, Call of the Wild list because those decks I can just push a strong late game. And any of those can be combined with like a Zeph Bloodlust lethal. So yeah, it worked out really nicely. It almost worked out against the priest, but he had such an insane start that first game.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really did. Yeah.
Cause I had like everything to win, like Zola, Lothab, Nagrand Slam, Zul'jin, Reno. Like I had like it all like,
Yeah.
and then his start was just insane.
Yeah.
But Priest does that.
Whenever Priest plays, I noticed because both of you played
Yeah,
Pokelt
we
on
both poke out
4.
on 4. We win. Yeah, you
That's
win.
exactly how you win, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Um, anything else you kind of want to say before go ahead and close off the stream?
Oh, you can check me out at Duwin HS on Twitch at DUWIN HS on um Twitch or twitch.tv/DuwinHS, and then Twitter. You can check me out. I stream a few times a week, and I play a lot of fun wild decks and a lot of hunter decks. So I appreciate you guys you casting, and thanks again.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this, and thanks to Itachi as well. I mean, he's no slouch of a player, so really good win.
Oh yeah, no, it's the first time I got to play him. I was really excited about playing him. Hopefully, he keeps me on his friends list. So
Yeah,
in game.
definitely. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
interview.
Bye.
Bye. All right. All right, everybody. That's gonna do it tonight for Tuesday night bar fight. A 3-1 victory for Duwin over Itachi. I've been Doctorfeesh, and if you want to catch more content throughout the week, I hope that more of these wild finals matches get casted. I do not know of any matches going on later in the week or any other shows that will be coming out, as most of the other series have finished at this point. But if you want to go ahead and follow us on Twitter at THL_HS, or go to our website, teamhearthlegends.com. You can find out more information about us, find our Discord, and find find our blog as well, where we have content posted from time to time. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time. Have a great night.